On today's World Insight, the heart of Sino-Kazakh relations as both peoples are moved with exchanges of language, traditions, and thoughts from voices on the streets and corners of Astana.
Hello, I'm Tian Wei, and welcome to World Insight. During the SCO Summit 2024, leaders of the member states called for more people-to-people exchanges. China and Central Asia share a deep historical bond, and both want stable development in the region. They now enjoy more trade and economic exchanges and mutual learning in culture. And that's what I realized when I walked in the city of Astana. Young people would walk up to me and tell me about their impressions of China and their life in China. Yeah, when you were working in China.
It's a song in China. I remember one song about a friend.
What is it?
No. Can I sing?
Yeah.
认识你很高兴。
我也是。
你叫什么名字吗？
我叫田薇，你呢？
田薇，我叫李连杰。
哦，你叫李连杰，哦 ，really？
中国名字是李连杰。
Azad Malikis is one of them. When Azad was a college student in Kazakhstan, he went to China for a week of cultural exchanges. Today, he is one of the top singers at the Astana Opera Theater, and recently played a key role in the opera Turandot. He told me how his trip in China inspired his understanding of the Chinese culture. So did his performance in Turandot, an opera with an East Asian setting. So good to see you.
See you too.
What a beautiful theater you have here.
So I am soloist in this theater. My name is Azad Malik. I was born in Kazakhstan, in Kızılorda city, but now I live in Astana city. And I am invited soloist in Hungarian State Opera in Budapest. And I sang many roles. I first time sing Pink role. Pink, this is its minister. Yes, Turandot. In Turandot opera, yes, this is a fairy tale. It's magical, it's beautiful opera. And I think this opera connect two worlds. This is the West and the East. Yes.
And it's a story about how the West look at the East, right?
Yes, look at the East, yes. It's amazing composer, Puccini. I very love this composer.
Yes, it's very intoxicating, right?
Yeah.
What was it like for you to perform in such a beautiful theater and on that stage? You know, a young opera singer, just graduated from university, be able to stand on that stage and sing Turandot, leading role.
I'm every time thinking about this role. You know why? Because I studied in Hungarian State Opera, Franz Liszt Academy in Budapest. I studied, and the best Turandot of the world, Eva Martin, you know, she's inspired me for the role Pink, and I'm now first time singing Pink. I'm very happy because in this Astana Opera, this performance, new performance. This is not a long time. This is a new performance. For me, this is a premiere.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes, but this is my debut.
How did you feel about the audience reaction?
Before every performance, I research my person. Pink from its beautiful city, Henan, yes. And for me, it's very interesting how the city, maybe China is because this country every time rich history, and For me, it's very interesting. Yes, I was in China, in Peking, 5, maybe or 6 years old, with Kazakh National University of Arts. Was a beautiful concert. This is a day, cultural day, Kazakhstan in China's.
So when you were researching about the role, you actually thought about your days in China, even though only for 1 week, but it gave you some very unique impressions.
Peking, it's very big city. I was in Peking. I saw it's very big city. Yes, but Hanoi, I saw documentary movie. This is not big city, but this city in central China. Yes.
Henan actually is a province.
Yes.
Yeah, but maybe it's one of those cities inside the province.
But I'm every time thinking about this role and this cultural, Chinese cultural, yes. And I heard Chinese music. Yes, pass through your heart every time.
Oh, so you feel the Chinese music pass through you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes.
So, can you maybe sing 1 or 2 parts of your role for us? I mean, our audience will be very much anticipating about it.
Okay. Pink will sing in second act. Yeah. Hola pong, poiché il funesto gong desta la reggia ed esta la città, siamo pronti ad ogni evento, se lo straniero vince per le nozze e se li perde pel seppellimento.
Bravo! That's really nice. I love that. I love that. And it goes so well with the, you know, the sound here in this beautiful Astana Theater.
Yeah. After this role, for me, it's very interesting Chinese cultural, and on future, I will think really minister. You know, Nixon in China have opera. I will sing and premiere in Hungarian State Opera. I will sing Zhou and Lai.
Wow,
yes.
our beloved premiere.
Yes, premiere. A strong man. It's very interesting man.
He's very intellectual.
Yeah, intellectual. Yes, super. And after I'm every time research historical, Chinese historical. Yes, after this my role.
Wow, so much looking forward to.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And I wish your performance a great success.
Thank you.
I was also warmly welcomed by colleagues of Azad at the Astana Opera and was treated with an exclusive tour. So we have our great guide. This young lady just graduated from university, working with this theater. Very proud.
Like 3 days ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy about this. So now we are in the foyer, in the museum of our theater, and I would like to tell you about our pictures. This is performances in Chamber Hall, and here is our all pictures of main hall, of foyer, and of our building.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, our building takes 64 square meters. And this piano, that's Collage Besitva. And this piano, this is a present from their family to our theater.
Oh, very nice. Very
also,
nice.
I would like to say that our theater was inaugurated on 21st of June in 2013 with the premiere of Mukan Tulebaev's opera, Birjan Sara. She was, this opera performed yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's only 10 years, this
only
theater.
10 years.
Can you imagine
of
such
course.
a beautiful theater?
Of course.
Thank you. So we are going to the main hall right now, right?
Yeah. This main hall. And main hall has capacity of 1,250 seats.
Okay.
And shared out with the parterre boxes. So dear guests,
now look at that.
Look at our shapes
in the
and
very
colors.
middle, that is the presidential, and that is where the musicians.
This is our orchestra pit, and this orchestra pit has a capacity of 120 musicians.
I wish I could stay until very last night.
And see something, right? Our performances.
Enthusiasm for the Chinese culture is only more when I came here, a Confucius Institute in Astana associated with a renowned university here. I was so impressed by the school and also the kids' capability to speak Chinese.
The
students really like Chinese and have a passion for the language. The children in Kazakhstan have also demonstrated great linguistic talent during their studies. And that's why we are very enthusiastic about teaching them. As the saying goes, better to love knowing than to know it. Better to enjoy knowing than to love it.
Chinese culture kind of complicated, but how would the kids get their approach to learn Chinese culture?
Our students learn Chinese largely because Confucius is revered as a sage in China, so they grow fond of the analects of Confucius. That's how they have come to love the Chinese language through the teachings of Confucius.
Moreover, I always feel that Chinese culture also naturally integrates into the teaching process, and they are somewhat familiar with the Chinese culture, as Kazakhstan is also an Eastern nation. China, Kazakhstan, and other Central Asian nations have very profound connections in history. We are all countries along the Belt and Road. We establish understanding among peoples through history and various other aspects.
那这一次看到中国的领导人到哈萨克斯坦来访问，那与此同时呢 ，SCO 上海合作组织峰会又在哈萨克斯坦进行，有很多中国朋友也会来。我不知道两位校长目前的心情如何？同学们知道这个信息之后，他们是怎么期待有机会来练习一下自己的中文的？
The students are very excited. They have been preparing since April. They said, we must study hard to get the chance to go to the airport to welcome President Xi along with the President of Kazakhstan. And indeed, that dream has come true. The child I mentioned earlier was one of those who went to the airport to greet them. Many of our students are taking on various volunteer roles such as translator and more. So it's common for many Kazakh companies, individuals, and even media and government departments to reach out to our Confucius Institute asking, in case we need someone to help out, do you have any talented individuals you could recommend? I feel very proud because the Confucius Institute has trained over 14,000 individuals over the past 17 years.
培养了17年，孔子学院17年，培养了14000多人。
我认为，将来我们的学院
I believe that with the support from Kazakhstan and China, our institute should aim to train more students, enhance their language skills, and enable them to pursue various professional studies in China. The Confucius Institute here builds a foundation for these students by teaching them Chinese, which prepares them for future studies in China.
培养这个中文学习的学生，奠基了他们去中国的基础。
I know that you have been here, Mr. Yang, 7 years already. They say 7 years each.
首先第一点呢，我在这里头的话非常。
First of all, I don't feel any 7-year age. I am actually very happy here. Over the past 7 years, we have trained several thousand students in Kazakhstan. I was also a teacher back in China. Confucius said, in teaching, there should be no distinction of classes. For the cause of building a community with a shared future for mankind, and for the friendship between the people of China and Kazakhstan, we hope to see more Kazakh trainees who speak Chinese and more Chinese trainees who speak Kazakh. Our aim is for the Confucius Institute to truly become a platform for friendly exchanges between the people of China, Kazakhstan, and beyond, and for it to effectively connect hearts and minds.
达到沟通民心的具体的作用。
And these are the photos, the paintings of the young kids, right?
这些画呢，是我们
These paintings were part of an event we hosted last September, sponsored by the embassy, called The Belt and Road in My Eyes.
我眼中的一带一路。
Any your favorite?
我都很喜欢，我都很喜欢。
I like all of them. This one here is about China and Kazakhstan, and is labeled Friendship Eurasian below. While the children's images may not be completely accurate, like their depiction of clothing, it certainly doesn't hinder their imagination, which is something we really value.
我们需要这种想象。
对，您是喜欢哪一个作品 ？Which one is your favorite？
I like this one.
是喜欢这个，这两位校长。
就是优于第一。
Friendship first.
Friendship first. Okay. I think they're all very talented. Look at that. So much imagination there. And I got to know these two talented students at the Institute. I got two excellent students speaking perfect Chinese, probably even better Chinese than I do. But I'm gonna ask them speak Chinese, and you can feel they are really terrific speakers. 开始。
大家好，我叫艾米尔汗，我今年10岁，我是第5名，在汉语桥比赛，我很喜欢学习汉语，因为中国是发展的国家，我很喜欢中国，因为它有很多好人和好吃的中餐。
I see. You like the Chinese people, and you particularly like the Chinese food.
Yes, of course.
What about for you, Wuzan?
大家好，我叫欧然，今年我20岁，我在大学一名4年级的学生。我大学毕业后，我想做一名汉语老师。我学习汉语，因为现在很多国际交流和商务活动用的都是汉语，所以我觉得现在我要努力学习汉语。
学中文难吗？ Is it hard to study Chinese? So I have to switch between English and Chinese because I'm talking to perfect Chinese speaker.
In some situations, it's really hard to learn Chinese, but I like learning Chinese. So because of that, for me, it gives only grateful feelings. So for me to achieve something in Chinese, for example, writing the characters or learning new words, for me, it's like achieving something new.
Wuzan, I know you are extremely talented, not only in language but also in music. I made trip to China.
Yes, I have been to China this year in April,
Yeah?
actually because not only me, but 11 people from the orchestra went to China as an ensemble to perform in the music contest that is called Dongfang Zhuzhu. And we played in our national instrument that is called Dombra. Not only Dombra, but also there were Jetigen and Khobus and Kulkhobus.
Oh, sounds fascinating. Can you perform a small aria for us?
Of course, I can perform.
Okay. She is a college student who loves to play on dombra, a traditional instrument extremely popular in Kazakhstan. So beautiful. We love it. So good. Yeah? So now it's your time to show your talent.
I have very many talents, but this is my most favorite. I think.
Okay.
Not very many talents, but this is my most, I think, best talent.
Best talent on saxophone.
让我在深情地望着你，早晚我的 baby。你伴我迎接灿烂的曙光，迎接崭新的黎明。是你给我无穷的力量，勇敢地向前行。我要对你说声谢谢你，早晚我的云南。
Amir Khan, a 10-year-old young gentleman He speaks fluent Chinese and good English and jumped among the languages when his teachers from China and mother around. By the way, he was among the group of Kazakh children greeting Chinese President Xi Jinping upon his arrival in Kazakhstan. And Amir Khan is absolutely proud of it.
I wish that Kazakhstan and China in the future will be the best friends.
Oh, why?
They will, because the China always. I wish that China will always help our country to build houses, high buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Railway.
Yeah. Because when we work together, we're doing it faster and better.
Oh.
But when we work single, it's very slow. But when we have friends, it's always better.
Wow.
五星红旗迎风飘扬，胜利歌声多么嘹亮，歌唱我们亲爱的祖国，从今走向繁荣富强，越过高山，越过冰原。 跨过奔腾的黄河长江，观光美丽的土地，是我们亲爱的家乡。我们爱和平，我们爱家乡，我们团结友爱，强强如钢。
Your mom, of course, yes. Beautiful friendship between the teachers and the students. So thank you, everyone. Not all Kazakh people have the opportunity to learn about Chinese culture up close. But as there is a visa-free travel pact between Kazakhstan and China, more Chinese tourists are visiting Kazakhstan. Chinese city Qingdao will also be an SCO tourism and cultural capital for the year 2025. And one can certainly look forward to more from Central Asia to travel to China. All this is exciting news for those working in tourism industry from both sides.
This year, as we know, Kazakhstan Tourism Year has also been launched in China, and we have Kairat Advakasov here who may comment on this topic specifically. So what can both sides do in terms of enhancing this people-to-people contact, this cultural exchange through introducing these kinds of programs?
This year's success in terms of arrivals of Chinese tourists started back in 2015 when we signed the first visa-free for group travelers. So back in the day, you would only have one person showing up at Kazakh embassy receiving one visa for the entire group. And now, 10 years down the road, we see it completely visa-free, and it's mutual, and I'm happy we could, actually, Chinese government could reciprocate with visa-free, which is unprecedented in this region and probably in the entire world. So we are happy, and we saw the results immediately. The 2023 already yielded 12-fold growth of arrivals from Chinese to tourists.
That's impressive.
So, well, in absolute terms, it's still very low. It's around 400,000 people, but we are targeting to double that figure by the year end, thanks to the year of Kazakhstan's tourism in China, which was proclaimed last year by both presidents, and we see unprecedented interest, both in terms of investment, in terms of tourists, in terms of cooperation, and you know, the investment side into tourism is really difficult because it has a longer payoff period, probably hotels will get their investment return in 10 years, but that's not stopping Chinese investors because they see this long-term relationship. That's the closest neighbor that can provide both the investment and actually the influx of tourists. So basically Chinese investors are coming to build in order to serve their own countrymen coming to Kazakhstan. So I think that's the most important point.
What expectations do we have?
Of course, we're looking at major cities, but we will try to go a little bit into the bush and then try to promote ourselves in kind of off the beaten destinations in China. And our different regions have a lot to offer, anything from traditional medicine, ecotourism, to tremendous landscapes that the Western Kazakhstan can offer, or modern shopping and city tours that Almaty has with its tremendous night scene, and of course Astana with its so-called MICE events, which is basically the meetings, incentives, conference, and exhibitions. So we see this interest across the board from Chinese travelers, from Chinese businesses. So it's just a matter of accommodating and digesting this huge flow, and
Yes.
that's something we have to work on.
How are you streamlining your resources at this moment? What is that grand plan?
We met with the biggest union of workers in China. That actually, the number of members is 400 million. So basically that's the largest trade union in the country, who give out easily several million incentive free trips to their workers, and that alone can actually give an enormous pressure on our infrastructure. So I came up with an idea. Why don't you come and invest as a union, because they have a travel and investment divisions, into our so-called spa, and we call them sanatoriums, but that's essentially spa areas with healing mods and water, and then even the air.
Brilliant idea.
So it's a little bit controversial, because it sounds like a country is being outsourced to a union of workers, but that's the reality. I mean, 400 million people who are seeking treatment on a yearly basis, and in China, as I was told by the union, there are only 127 licensed spa areas with proven natural resources that can actually heal people, right? And here we have 145 licensed with proven, again, natural resources with healing properties.
So that's
of water,
only one of those many examples. Actually, both sides have come up with new ideas.
Exactly. So we're asking the union, why don't you come and take over several of the spa areas, and you invest, and basically you work towards serving your own workers. And that's one of the strategies. The second one is to diversify our product by having tourists come off the season. So in winter time, I know some of the cities, and as I mentioned,
in winter time in Astana?
Yes,
wow,
in Almaty.
In Almaty.
It's lovely, it's lovely.
It's refreshing. We just signed an MOU with the Shenzhen company on logistics, and I know there's no snow in Shenzhen. So some of their members have never seen snow in their life. So coming here would be some sort of excitement to see and experience, just like tourists coming from the Gulf area, also going up the mountains, not necessarily in December or January, but November, the shoulder season, November or February and March, you're coming here for business, for events, etc. And you can still find a lot of activities and a lot of experiences.
And that concludes our program today. Standing here on the bank of a local river in Astana, one could tell this is a beautiful day. And we hope there are more beautiful days to come for people that are coming from countries of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. With that, we are coming to the end of today's program. I'm Tian Wei. On behalf of the team, thanks for being with us. Bye for now.